Welcome to Broadcast in Bed with your host, Brendan Getchis. First, in international news, on March 29th, British Prime Minister Theresa May triggered Article 50 of the Lisbon Treaty, forcing the United Kingdom to officially pull out of the EU. Way to ruin a good time. This begins an awkward 2-year breakup process in which the UK will attempt to negotiate with the EU to keep as much stuff as possible before being kicked out of the apartment in 2019. On Friday, President of the European Union, Donald Tusk, addressed his expectations, starting with, "This is my first divorce, and hopefully my last one." Then going on to note, side-by-side exit and trade deal talks will not happen. "Well, my barrister will see about that." Theresa May. Probably. The UK wants to keep as much of Europe's free movement of goods and services as possible, which according to the Institute for Fiscal Studies could be worth up to 7.6% GDP growth by the year 2030. At the same time, they would like to ignore the European Union standards for free movement of labor and immigration. This comes as a little surprise, as a typical Brit doesn't really like others, or themselves for that matter. Whatever the outcome, it will be a slow, groan-inducing ordeal that I can only hope to painfully milk every joke out of. Like the post-Dodgeball, pre-True Detective era for Vince Vaughn. Next, in national news, the New York Police Department was required to release emails that disclosed the NYPD was regularly using undercover officers to embed themselves within Black Lives Matter, and were collecting pictures, films, and text messages of participants in the 2014 to 2015 Die-In protest. The lawsuit is questioning if the surveillance does not comply with New York City guidelines, which dictate the NYPD can only begin formally investigating First Amendment activities, such as peaceful gatherings, when facts or circumstances reasonably indicate that an unlawful act has been, is being, or will be committed. To discourage making the Minority Report a reality. Do you know where Tom Cruise is? The limited documents shown so far have no discussion of unlawful activity, bringing into doubt that the NYPD has the required probable cause to begin investigation, or have it continue as long as it did. In addition, some of the text messages were known to be only in a small group of organizers, indicating that the illegal surveillance may have been ongoing longer than the NYPD has admitted, as it would take time for an undercover officer to work their way to the level of trust to receive those text messages. Remember the age-old advice. Always ask the new guy in your protest organization if they're a cop. They're required to tell you. In business news, Switzerland's second largest bank, Credit Suisse, was raided by tax authorities in the Netherlands and France after the Dutch received tips that millions of euros could be hidden in up to 55,000 secret accounts. And that's not sweet like chocolate. The raid was also on personal homes. In Hague, the haul of assets included cash, 35 paintings, a luxury Mercedes, and 1 kilogram of gold, according to the Guardian News. Gosh, don't you just hate when you leave gold lying around for authorities to take? Criminal tax evasion has been an ongoing issue for Credit Suisse, which has paid over $2 billion in the United States, Germany, and Italy to settle allegations of supporting tax evasion. The bank is attempting to reach out and assure new potential customers of its compliance with taxes by buying full-page ads in British newspapers. Because nothing says completely legitimate, like having to buy advertisements that say, "We're not knowingly doing anything illegal." For those of you who are looking to hide money, may I recommend this corner of my room. I swear stuff gets lost down there, and I can't even find it. What we got? Headphones? I think I felt something else. Oh, hey! Water. Perfect for filming in a suit in a bed. And let's see. Ooh. $10. Woo! I think I felt something else down there. Oh, it's the Ark of the Covenant. I was wondering where I put that. In popular news, openly correcting people's personal choices is typically seen as poor form, unless that choice happens to be pizza toppings. This thing went viral on April Fool's Day. But what started as an innocent prank should be seen as a gateway to a more open discussion on how you can accurately evaluate your friends. Thus, I present the spectrum of pizza preferences. Over here, on the red angry side, you have the Peeps Pizza, followed slightly behind by the orange heat of hatred when your best friend's acquaintance you only met a couple hours ago insists on pineapple for a pizza meant to be shared by everyone. These are cases where I encourage openly calling out pizza shenanigans. Then you enter the yellow of plain cheese pizza, where you feel a mix of disappointment and frustration at the potential wasted without toppings. Are you sure if they wouldn't just prefer a block of mozzarella on white bread with some ketchup and a crushed tomato? Now, green is the standards: pepperoni, sausage, or supreme, followed by blue, which are the up-and-coming new wave toppings that maybe you're not into, but you can respect. Buffalo chicken, barbecue chicken, veggie because one of your friend's diet restrictions. Now, indigo is the you do you bro combinations like Euro pizza, tater tot pizza, and macaroni and cheese. Finally, violet is anchovies pizza. You know it exists, but you tend to ignore it for the betterment of humanity. Then you ask the requester, who the hell invited them? Because you certainly don't know someone who likes anchovies. And that's all of our news for this episode. Thank you very much for joining me. And remember, don't start your day on snooze. Start it with what's new. Broadcast in bed with your host, Brendan Getches.